All right, here is step number 1. First thing you're going to do is taking it. I have a 9 by 12 inch paper, but you guys can start with any kind of rectangular paper that you have laying around. Maybe even it's just white printer paper you have. But I'm using a white construction paper. You're going to start by folding it in half. In school, we always call this the shower way because it's the tall and skinny way, as you can see here. And when you fold it over, you're going to be starting with a rectangle shape for half of your totem pole figure. So here's the top, and notice I started on the edge that is folded. It is not the side that opens up because we're going to be drawing half of the face this way so that when we open it up, we can be able to add the rest of the tiki face by transferring it to the other side. So I'm going to start at the top here and start by making my rectangular shape for my tiki totem. So I just started with like a rectangular shape. I'm then going to start choosing a nose. I'm going to start with my nose, and I'm only going to be drawing half the nose, but here's a couple examples of different types of tiki noses you might see, kind of like this guy right here. You can do it longer or wider. It's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, I think, a longer nose that gets really wide. And a big nostril, I think I'm gonna add there. And remember, we're adding exaggerated expressions, and we're going to use kind of oversized facial features and things like that. That's what you tend to see in those Polynesian tiki gods. So now I'm gonna be thinking about my eyes. And when I go to do my eyes, there's lots of different shapes and designs you can use. And here's just a couple of examples, but you could also add some brow lines on them to give them either make them look angry or happy or sad. Our eyebrows actually show quite a bit of emotion. So I'm going to start off with, I think, an eyebrow shape, and I'm going kind of off my side of my rectangle there, and that is okay if I want to do that. I can just go and erase the part where it sticks outside of my totem area. Now I'm going to decide on my eye shape. Maybe I want to start with a line here, and then I think I'm going to do another line down here to make the shape of my eye. I'm kind of creating this one for my imagination, but like I said, you can use this handout that is connected on the lesson plan to get some ideas if you can't come up with something on your own. The next step is to create a mouth. So here are a couple of examples of different types of tiki mouths. They're very exaggerated. Some look angry, some look sad. You can see in this tiki mug that I have, very exaggerated looking expression. It looks like the chin's coming up really, really high to make him look angry. And then this one right here, he's got a very small mouth. He looks very happy. And then he has lots of patterning going around the chin. So you guys can create it the way that you like. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by drawing half of a mouth. And remember, you're only drawing half. And if I wanted to stop there, I could even add like a tongue sticking out if I wanted to. And then I'm going to go and add the outer rim of my lip. So I'm making smaller of the same shape and create my teeth. Tikis seem to always have their mouths open, and you can always see their teeth showing. So we want to make sure we add some of those tiki teeth. Now it's time for me to go ahead and add some designs and patterns. Maybe I want to do something as simple as making a bumpy line, or maybe I want to divide the face into sections here, and I could even draw some shapes if I wanted to. Maybe even add another shape inside the nose. You can get creative however you'd like to do it. So the next step will be to take an oil pastel. You want to choose a dark colored oil pastel, anything dark blue, dark black, dark brown. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trace those pencil lines like you see I did here. Once you're done tracing all those pencil lines with a dark blue or dark black or dark brown oil pastel, you're then going to open this up, and we're going to be folding it over just like so. So now the oil pastel is inside the fold, and now we're going to be rubbing it. And this rubbing is going to transfer that oil pastel. I'm going to, oops, got to take off this eraser. It's making my paper shift all over the place. I'm going to rub it with a pencil. Or I could even use a marker, you know, whatever you have to rub on its side. And you'll notice that when I open it up, it leaves an imprint of the tiki on this side, on the other side. And now I have something to trace and follow along to create the rest of my tiki. And now all of his facial features and designs and patterns and shapes will be completely symmetrical. So I take my time tracing, and if you're using oil pastel, you'll notice your paper gets some smudges on it. Not a big deal, boys and girls. We call those beautiful oopses. That's what we call them in Miss Dunbarge's class, beautiful oopses. When you make little mistakes or little messes, that's how we know it's homemade. And I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead and show you the next step, which is going to be, actually, you know what? I'll finish this and show you a couple of ways that you can add some details with color, adding a little bit more texture or adding a little bit more like highlights to the shapes to make them kind of stand out. So using different colored oil pastels, I'm going to kind of bring these over so you can see my oil pastel palette. I'm working with an old palette I had at home. So I'm going to just start outlining some of the shapes in my Tiki. To make certain areas of my Tiki stand out. And I can use all different sorts of colors. You can even use colors like pink. You can get creative. You can make these guys really colorful if you wanted to. So I'm just adding in some accent colors with the oil pastels. And then the next step will be watercolor paint. And you can choose to use watercolor paint or any kind of paint if you'd like, but if you do use watercolor paint, you'll be able to create an oil resist with whether you use crayon or oil pastel. Oil pastel and crayon are both oily or waxy art materials, and when you use watercolor paint, it will resist, the oil pastel will resist the watercolor paint, and it will not cover up any of your cool designs. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of brown here, and I'm going to start painting some areas of my Tiki. And I'm going to show you a different one that I had been working on earlier. You can see I've done a lot of painting on this one. Really making it stand out. And boys and girls, have fun filling it in with color. You could do it with marker, you could do it with crayons, you could use any materials you have available to add color. I've heard some people even use things like ketchup and mustard to paint with. If you don't have paint laying around, add a little water to some ketchup and some mustard. You can even go outside and you can get some dirt or soil and add a little water to it to get nice brown shades of color. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to make my teeth yellow. But in the end, boys and girls, you'll end up with a really cool Polynesian style piece of art. And I hope you have learned some really fun facts about Polynesian culture today. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Oh, I'm upside down. So I just wanted to say I hope you had fun with this art lesson, and take care. I'm going to end with one of my favorite Hawaiian sayings, which is mahalo. And mahalo means gratitude. So thank you for coming and seeing this Tiki lesson today. I hope you had fun with it. Bye.